Welcome back, friends. You are listening to the Juicebox Podcast.
Hi, my name is Domino. I'm 50 years old, and I am a type 3C diabetic.
All right, let's get down to it. You want the management stuff from the podcast. You don't care about all this chitting and chatting with other people. Juiceboxpodcast.com/lists. They are downloadable, easy to read. Every series, every episode, they're all numbered. Makes it super simple for you to go right into that search feature in your audio app, type Juicebox 1795 to find episode 1795. Juiceboxpodcast.com/lists. If you're looking for community around type 1 diabetes, check out the Juicebox Podcast private Facebook group, Juicebox Podcast, type 1 diabetes. But everybody is welcome. Type 1, type 2, gestational, loved ones, it doesn't matter to me. If you're impacted by diabetes and you're looking for support, comfort, or community, check out Juicebox Podcast, type 1 diabetes on Facebook. Nothing you hear on the Juicebox Podcast should be considered advice, medical or otherwise. Always consult a physician before making any changes to your healthcare plan. This episode of the Juicebox Podcast is brought to you by my favorite diabetes organization, Touched by Type 1. Please take a moment to learn more about them at touchedbytype1.org on Facebook and Instagram. Touchedbytype1.org. Check out their many programs, their annual conference, awareness campaign, their D-Box program, Dancing for Diabetes. They have a dance program for local kids, a golf night, and so much more. Touchedbytype1.org. You're looking to help, or you want to see people helping people with type 1? You want touchedbytype1.org. Today's episode is also sponsored by the Tandem Mobi system, which is powered by Tandem's newest algorithm, Control-IQ Plus technology. Tandem Mobi has a predictive algorithm that helps prevent highs and lows and is now available for ages 2 and up. Learn more and get started today at tandemdiabetes.com/juicebox. The podcast is also sponsored today by the Eversense 365. The 1-year wear CGM. That's one insertion a year. That's it. And here's a little bonus for you. How about there's no limit on how many friends and family you can share your data with the Eversense Now app. No limits.
Hi, my name is Domino. I'm 50 years old, and I am a type 3C diabetic. And actually, today is my 1-year anniversary.
No kidding. Wow.
No kidding.
Way to make it a year. Good job.
Right.
That's awesome. 3C, transplant, surgery, what happened?
Total pancreatitis.
Oh, why? What led to it?
So I was diagnosed with a rare condition called necrotizing.
What the hell is that?
They're still figuring it out.
It has a name, but they don't know what it is?
Yeah, it's very new. It's still rare, but more common in infants.
Okay.
So it took about 6 years for them to diagnose me.
Do you know how to spell it?
I do know how to spell it.
Go, do it.
NESIDIOBLASTOSIS.
Jesus.
So necrotizing.
Well, I'm going to let Google Gemini look into it for us.
And it's complicated, but basically my pancreas had an overgrowth of cells, so it was overproducing insulin.
Wait, you had too many beta cells.
I had too many, and they just went high wire, so it was flooding my body with insulin and causing seizures and severe hypoglycemic episodes.
Oh my
But it
gosh.
took almost 6 years to diagnose it.
Wait, you lived like that for 6 years?
Yes.
All right, we're going to get to that. But first, make sure I understand this correctly, Domino. You are probably one of my biggest fans. Is that true or not?
Absolutely true.
You are
and I
so
would
nice
love
to me.
Go down that road whenever you're ready.
You are so nice to me online that I I judge everything my wife says to me on the level of, is this as nice as Domino would have been to me in this situation? So, but yeah, well, I want to figure out how you got here. But first, honestly, so here I have it. Necrotizing, I don't know how to say it. Doesn't matter. A rare medical condition characterized by an abnormal overgrowth of the beta cells in the pancreas. Man, talk about the wrong. Geez, everybody else is looking for beta cells, not you. You got too many.
Right.
Two distinct forms of the condition based on when it appears: congenital in infants and acquired in adults. This is extremely good. Domino, good news. You have an extremely rare condition. In adults, in recent years, it has been increasingly linked to gastric bypass surgery. Have you had gastric bypass surgery?
So yes and no. Before I had these symptoms, I went 10 years misdiagnosed with a deadly internal infection. So I did have removal of the stomach, some reconstruction of the digestion and the intestines from just all the damage from that 10 years of infection that went undetected.
Did you ever find out what the infection was from?
They don't know where it started. I had surgeries that it could have come from that. They don't know if I got it in the hospital, but yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible. I'm sorry. Let me finish reading for a second. In these cases, the condition, sometimes called non-insulinoma pancreatitis. Jesus, why do people name stuff like this? Non-insulinoma pancreatitis hypoglycemia syndrome, or NIPHS, can develop, I guarantee I didn't say any of those words right, can develop years after the weight loss surgery, likely due to hormonal change in the gut that stimulates beta cell growth. How come they can't stimulate beta cell growth for everybody else?
Right.
Yeah.
I know.
They're doing it by mistake, and you.
Yeah.
So how did it start? Did it start like just with a bang or a whimper? Did you slowly start feeling lightheaded and shaky, or was it just like full on hypoglycemia?
It was sporadic at first. So that 10 years of the misdiagnosis, and then finally treating that and did the major surgery with all the damage. I mean, they were having to dilate my esophagus and, a lot of just GI removal and reconstruction. After they did that, I did start feeling better. Those 10 years, and actually right up until that, I was not doing well. I had done my will, all my end of life stuff. I was on oxygen. I mean, I was very sick. I had, infection just
constant.
Throughout my body for those 10 years.
Oh my gosh. So, from what age to what age do you think?
Oh gosh. So 2008 to 2007 to 2017. And they finally diagnosed me with that infection in 2017, and early 2018, I had the major surgery. But even before that surgery, just to kill that infection, it took several rounds. They quadrupled the medicine. Just my body was done.
Oh my gosh. So after the surgery, I mean, you don't just bounce back real quickly. I had a small procedure yesterday that was nothing, and I came home and slept for 5 hours. So after being 10 years sick and having this major surgery to kind of clean things out, how long did it take you to recover from that?
It really was pretty quick. I mean, from the extreme of where I was, it didn't take very much for me to start feeling better.
Okay.
So I really had a little bit of a window of getting my life back. I was able to exercise and eat differently. And so I really did have a short time in there where
there was a little excitement and things were back on track.
Yeah. And I got back on track and really did a 180.
And then somebody comes along and yanks the rug out from you again.
Yeah. And because it was slow, they kept just writing it off as malabsorption or the way my digestion was working. And you're just weak or you're having difficulty digesting and then absorbing and different things. So my symptoms, they were just attributing to that.
Just nobody really knew, right? What was really happening to you. Okay.
And it was slow. The shaky, the sweating, all the symptoms that come with lows, it was sporadic. And then towards the end of before diagnosis, it was all day, every day. Seizures, passing out, horrible.
When did that start? What year?
So it started 2018. And it was almost 6 years until diagnose.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh.
Hey, what did you do in a past life? Did you kill a bunch of kids or something? What?
No, actually, the first 20 years of my life, I was a preschool teacher.
Oh my gosh.
It was early childhood.
Well, there you go, everybody. There's no karma and there's
Yeah.
So,
right.
Mike, how about in your extended family? Do you have brothers and sisters?
Yes, I'm one of 19.
Holy hell. Wait. Stop. I didn't know we were going to do this. Wait, you and your mom, your mom and dad have 18, there are 18 other siblings, or your dad's been like banging all over the place? What's going on exactly?
So I'm one of 11, and we're all blood from my birth parents. Mm-hmm. They both did divorce and remarry multiple times. And so there's step siblings, but 11 of us are blood siblings.
All right, this is not important to our story, but I just want to understand for myself. How long were they married? How long did it take them to make 11 babies?
20 years.
20 years. And then the pressure of having 20 children made them get divorced, do you think?
Well, yeah, there are multiple factors there, but yeah.
I gotcha. So they made it 20 years, made 11 kids. I got to be honest with you. I go 11 kids, 20 years. Even if you try to stab me in my sleep, I'm going to be like, it's okay. She deserves to try to stab me. She's been through a lot,
Yeah.
And if I was your mom, I'd be like, hey, he's the dick, but all the kids look the same. Why not hang a little longer? We're almost done.
Right.
But no, so they split up. They make, what is that? Not 8 more kids between them.
Well, and those other kids were from previous marriages.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're a prolific group, though.
Yes.
Yep. Now, but this is good for my question, which is, of all those kids, do any of them suffer with any illnesses?
Not any autoimmune or anything like this.
Nothing people have been sick, but it's nothing where I've been sick for 10 years or anything like that.
Right.
So we're really thinking that maybe from a surgery or something unknown in you contracted a festering kind of infection that couldn't be cleared up.
Correct.
Okay. And then they basically strip mined you to get it out of there. That worked. You felt better. You were on your way to feeling better. And then before you knew it, you started getting dizzy, having these problems, and spent 6 years passing out. Now, that's what I want to know about. Once it hit hard and full, what was your life like before they understood what was happening to you? Why would you settle for changing your CGM every few weeks when you can have 365 days of reliable glucose data? Today's episode is sponsored by the Eversense 365. It is the only CGM with a tiny sensor that lasts a full year, sitting comfortably under your skin, with no more frequent sensor changes and essentially no compression lows for 1 year. You'll get your CGM data in real time on your phone, smartwatch, Android or iOS, even an Apple Watch. Predictive high and low alerts let you know where your glucose is headed before it gets there, so there's no surprises, just confidence. And you can instantly share that data with your healthcare provider or your family. You're going to get 1 year of reliable data without all those sensor changes. That's the Eversense 365. Gentle on your skin, strong for your life. 1 sensor a year that gives you one less thing to worry about. Head now to eversensecgm.com/juicebox to get started. Let's talk about the Tandem Mobi insulin pump from today's sponsor, Tandem Diabetes Care. Their newest algorithm, Control-IQ Plus technology, and the new Tandem Mobi pump offer you unique opportunities to have better control. It's the only system with auto bolus that helps with missed meals and preventing hyperglycemia. The only system with a dedicated sleep setting, and the only system with off or on body wear options. Tandem Mobi gives you more discretion, freedom, and options for how to manage your diabetes. This is their best algorithm ever, and they'd like you to check it out at tandemdiabetes.com/juicebox. When you get to my link, you're going to see integrations with Dexcom sensors and a ton of other information that's going to help you learn about Tandem's tiny pump that's big on control. tandemdiabetes.com/juicebox. The Tandem Mobi system is available for people ages 2 and up who want an automated delivery system to help them sleep better, wake up in range, and address high blood sugars with auto bolus.
Until I got the diagnosis, I really just kept writing it off to, this is my new anatomy. They're telling me it's malabsorption, it's nutrition, it's dumping syndrome, and I don't blame them. It's really hard because my labs, everything was terrific.
Okay.
And after I had that surgery, I started boxing, and that was my livelihood then. I was just burning calories like crazy and fit and all that. And I just thought, okay, I'm feeling weak. I need to sit down. I need to step out. And just thought that was my new normal.
I'm sorry, Domino, you made a living boxing?
Yes.
Oh my God. Tell me more, please.
I trained really hard, and I'm actually a master boxing instructor and a master personal trainer.
No kidding. How about that? How do you make money with that? Is it like the roller derby?
So I'm an instructor.
Mm-hmm.
So I teach others how to defend themselves, how to just use their body, give them confidence, self-defense. Women and teenage girls were my primary group. Mm-hmm. And I did have some other groups with more elderly patients that were also Parkinson's patients, and boxing is phenomenal for that.
No kidding. How come?
Just the repetition and using those bodies, using every part of your body, but also even just the voice.
Oh, no kidding.
And the most fascinating to me is the music. If they can do that to music that's familiar, night and day.
No, but that's really cool. Oh, so you found something you really liked. That's awesome. But then you're passing out, and you just assume like, this is just how my body works now. I pass out sometimes.
Right.
Did doctors understand? Did you understand at that point that it was from low blood sugar, or did they not?
No.
They didn't have it even that figured out.
No.
That took 6 years.
It took 6 years.
Okay. Can you recall the moment when it got figured out and how they got to it?
Actually, yes. And especially with my anniversary, hopefully I don't get too emotional. But bouncing around to doctor, and I just was not getting anywhere. I knew, that something was missing. Mm-hmm. Something, I should not have to live like this.
Yeah. So
I found a new doctor, went to him and said, here's what's happening. I know my numbers great. I promise I'm not crazy. And he listened and said, when are these things happening? When are you noticing these things? And did a little bit of journaling, went back in to see him. And he said, okay, here's what we're going to do. You're going to eat in your car. I'm going to have standing labs ready to go. Have your husband or somebody there with you. As soon as those symptoms come on, go straight in the lab, cut in line, and have them draw your blood.
Okay.
And I was in the 30s, and everybody was scrambling. We're going to call an ambulance. And I'm like, nope. Not
before you draw my blood.
Yeah. So, it was so quick, and they were like, oh my gosh. So from there, it was a lot of testing and a lot of trial and error to get to the diagnosis.
No kidding. But that moment is where it started to go your way again.
Right. Yeah.
But listen, when you're describing 16. How long ago was this? The diagnosis for the next part? A year ago, you're saying?
So it was about a year and a half ago. Started seeing the endocrinologist. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and how old are you today? Did you say you were 50?
I'm 50.
50.
Yes.
So you're telling me that since you're 34, you've been struggling with health issues?
Probably better part of 20 years.
My God.
Mm-hmm.
What's that do to you?
Pisses you off.
Were you surly when you didn't even know you were? Do you know? No? Okay.
No, I don't think so. The first 10 years before, the first 10 years with the infection, I was very deep in raising my children. I had my preschool at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was still working and trying to hold everything together, and just I had a lot to live for. I had a lot to fight for, so I just did it.
Pushed, yeah. Hey, the kids came before the infection or during?
They were before.
Before.
So
okay.
They were teenagers when that happened.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
You said you may have had a medical procedure that led to it. Do you remember, what was that? What could it have been?
Well, and that's the tricky thing. Did the infection start first, which led to a couple different surgeries, or was the infection post? We don't know.
Okay.
But had a partial hysterectomy and then gallbladder removal.
And you live in a fairly metropolitan area, is that right?
So no, I do not.
You don't?
No, I was in Wyoming for a good part of this.
Mm-hmm.
We did just move a year and a half ago to Colorado because my doctors are here.
Tell people, when you went in for your gallbladder surgery, they were working on a bison next door. Is that correct?
Probably. Yeah. And it's in the cafeteria when you're done.
When you bump into your doctor at the gas station, he's like, I can look at you here. You're right. Rural then. Like, just step behind the pump. We'll check it out real quick.
Get in the covered wagon. I'll just pull out my tools, yeah. My saw.
Was his name Doc Holliday? It wasn't something like that, was it?
No.
Okay. No. For those of you listening, I know Doc Holliday was not a doctor. Please, I don't want to get a note about that. So, okay. Wow. Gosh, when you're recanting it, how does it make you feel talking about it right now?
It was emotional this morning, just with it being the 1 year. I mean, I'm talking to my husband this morning, just think this time last year, I was in an 8-hour surgery. Mm. They were removing a feeding tube that I had been on for 412 days. And woke up, no pancreas, most of my stomach gone, some of my intestines gone.
Jeez.
And as a type 3C.
But if I'm wrong, you just stop me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Most people's onset of diabetes is a sad day where they get an illness. Yours was a happy day because you got rid of 16 or more years of struggling. You traded it for something else, but I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you're better off now than you were before, right?
I was hoping that would be the case.
Oh, no. So
yeah, there's
Domino, don't make me cry today, okay? All right.
I'm trying to not be a bummer. I'm trying to be real.
I'm trying not to be a bummer, but it is my story. Yeah. I mean, we can stop in the middle and tell a story about a clown, like in another 20 minutes or so, if that helps.
Sure.
But seriously, you were hoping it would be, but it wasn't?
There was no way around it. I talked in length with my doctor, about the repercussions of, do I just wait it out? Is this going to get any better? Is it eventually going to have to come out? Is my pancreas going to come out? And he said, yes, it's going to have to come out.
They couldn't just ice cream scoop out a few cells or no?
Well, actually, so January of last year, they did a partial removal of the pancreas. They removed the tail of the pancreas, mm-hmm. and that was not successful.
It fought back. It was like,
Yes.
yeah, it was like, that's
They
not going to
took
stop us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It caught up. So yeah, January of last year had the partial, and then December was the total.
No kidding.
Yep.
Well, so you were probably pretty hopeful in the partial, right? Like, we'll just take away some of its ability and this will even out. And then it didn't change at all after the partial?
Slowed down for just a brief bit, but
Oh,
it quickly caught up.
geez. My biggest takeaway so far is the cruelty of it for you.
Right.
Yeah, seriously. Like an infection that they can't clear out for 10 years. That just seems silly in a modern age, and then
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, no, I was there, Scott. Thanks. It was horrible. But like, that seems silly. Then the surgery that, sparks off something that's, described here as a rare medical condition, which means that it's so incredibly unlikely that this would be your outcome. And yet it is. And they do other things to try to help. Like, it feels like, to me, listening to your story, and I don't know if this is how it feels to you, but I'm asking, it feels like you've been lifted up and dropped a lot of times. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
That visual makes sense to you?
I use the box saying, you get knocked down and get back up. Knocked down, back up.
But you started thinking you weren't going to get back up.
Absolutely.
Did I hear you say earlier you put your will in order and things?
I did with that infection towards the end. They were actually treating me for rheumatoid arthritis, misdiagnosed with that.
Okay.
So a lot of the things they were doing to treat that was probably feeding that infection.
You had RA symptoms, but it was an infection?
I did have RA and symptoms, and they think it was just all the inflammation and, toxic inside my body.
Elbows, knees, wrists, hands, like that?
Everything.
Muscle
I
weak?
could send you pictures, and
You had swelling.
I was actually having blisters and rashes externally on my skin. I had to wear a full oxygen mask. I couldn't just do the cannula because any perfume, smoke, anything.
Everything was getting to you.
Yeah.
Because your body was so busy fighting off that infection, it didn't have the ability to do anything else, I guess.
No.
My gosh.
Every foreign thing it was fighting, and I had to be super aware of germs and sickness because it would knock me out.
Do you lose time with your kids over this and your husband?
I unwisely probably pushed more than I should have, but I feel like it was present and
No, I hear what you're saying.
fought through a lot of pain and a lot of discomfort to make that a priority.
Mm-hmm. Hey, they clear up the infection. Do your joints just get better?
Yes.
Okay.
There's damage with all of that, though, that I'll never recover, which is one thing. I just loved boxing so much. I was able to get really strong and build my muscles to help carry the weight off my joints.
Yeah, I'll be damned. This is something. All right, let's shift gears for half a second, then we'll get back to it. Because I'm gonna jump out of this and we'll jump back in to the pancreatectomy in a little bit. Mm-hmm. So tell people why I'm so awesome. Because you seem to know and I don't know. I want to find out.
I do, and I probably will get emotional.
Really? Oh, this isn't even going to be fun. Okay, all right, hold on.
And I don't want to bounce around too much.
Go ahead.
But so a year ago, I had the pancreatectomy. A month later, they quickly moved me to the pump. I'm on Omnipod 5. Mm-hmm. Thank goodness my doctor was amazing, and I credit him for saving my life. Yeah. But 2 days after I started my pump, my doctor had a stroke.
Oh my goodness. You're endocrinologist?
Yes.
Jeez.
And he's survived, but I didn't know this. I didn't know this actually probably till 3 weeks ago. All of a sudden, he was not there. I was left with no doctor and 2 days on the pump, not knowing what I was doing. Could not get in with any other doctors. I finally did get in with one, and I immediately knew this is not a good fit.
Oh, okay. So
it took till July 31st, So from December to July 31st to get in with someone else.
So you had a pump, no doctor for 6 months.
Right. And there was hope that he was going to come back. So I kept kind of hanging in there, thinking I was going to get back in for an appointment.
Oh.
And it was not happening. And the seizures were bad from hypos, passing out again. Could not figure it out.
Oh, wait, Domino, you were passing out again now from artificial insulin, from man-made.
Yeah, well, just from low blood sugars. I do not struggle with high. I struggle with lows.
Okay. And so you're on a pump now. Now you're free of your rogue pancreas. And rogue pancreas, that's a good episode title. And you're free of your rogue pancreas. You're using Omnipod 5, but you're still getting low.
Yes.
Okay. And you have no one to go talk to because your doctor had a stroke.
Right. And I have no clue what I'm doing.
Hey, does anybody else in your sphere get sick? Is it possible? Are you doing this to them? Is what I'm asking.
No.
Is it possible you have so much bad luck that it's soaking out of you and getting onto other people?
No. I might have stressed him out. In fact, it's terrible to say, but I told my husband, oh my God, I killed him.
Because he heard your story.
All my stuff, I killed him.
He heard your story and he was like, it's too much to handle.
Yeah.
And, oh my gosh. That's so, but you were left in the lurch. No, of course. No, I understand. Wow.
Yeah. So I got desperate and said, I'm going to start trying to figure this out. And I found your Facebook group.
I'm laughing because I'm like, yeah, desperate women. They're my bread and butter.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
No, but without the joking, I do think that desperate people, I don't mean are my bread and butter. I do think that's how I think that's how a reasonable person goes, I guess I'll turn on a podcast and listen to what they have to say.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you have to get into a situation where you're like, I have no other recourse now.
Right.
I have to try something because it's not a sensible thing for an adult to do.
Well, at that point, I thought, I'm going to die if I do not figure this out. These seizures are killing me. I'm missing something.
Yeah.
And no one's helping me.
What were you missing?
Even doing the diabetic education for the Omnipod and stuff before, just so little information and so little trust, I think, in me being able to handle. And it was a lot. I mean, I went from having all of my nutrition just from feeding tube. Mm-hmm. So I had to not only learn to eat by mouth again. So I think they were just worried about overloading me.
Yeah.
Or, lack of being able to handle it. So, it was, I felt like do or die.
Yeah. And then, I mean, how did you find the podcast? Were you just like literally searching or did somebody put you in touch with it?
I just was Googling. I was just trying to figure out, okay, Omnipod settings, diabetes, just nutrition, just anything. I think I was plugging in so many things and Juicebox kept coming up. So I actually think I started in the Facebook group in May. Mm-hmm. I think I found you in May and was just reading along, but I needed a place I could ask questions too.
Okay.
And is there anybody else out there?
Yeah. I'm lost. I don't know what to do. And I saw you first. I mean, this is not uncommon, right? But like every couple of months, somebody's account sticks out to me more than others. And because there's so many, like, I mean, if you're all listening, I love you, but like, I don't know who like more than like 30 of you are. And so at any one time, but your account just started popping up. You were just so exuberant about it. Like, there's that, even an automated post that goes up every time 150 new people join the group, an automated post comes out saying like, hey, welcome to the group. It lists all the people and it gives you some, stuff to try. It said, it's simple way to hopefully get some of the information to people. And you're on like every one of them. Like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, and you kind of came out of nowhere. And when I see that normally, I think, oh, this must be a person that the content really helped because you're like exuberant about like trying for other people to find it. Am I reading that correctly?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I really believe in what you're doing.
Thank you.
And I do not put my name on stuff. Don't even respond or interact if I don't believe in it.
So your level of engagement based on who you are and how you purport yourself and handle yourself online, like this is uncommon for you to speak up like this.
Yes, especially in community groups like that.
Okay. You're not completely comfortable with it?
You know, I just have to be really into it.
Sure.
And I guess this is a different level also. This is, some of the other groups are just hobbies or entertainment.
Right. Yeah,
but this is life.
Yeah, it's hard to get excited about how you made a stuffed animal into a lamp. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, right. Like I ain't gonna waste time telling it to you. But this feels like I see it feels distasteful for me to say it, but like you feel like the podcast and the ecosystem around it saved you.
Absolutely.
Okay. And you want to make sure other people know that it's there.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I just love your thoughtful approach. It's so sensible and balanced.
Thank you.
I just knew right away there was a good energy, and the more I've listened, I just really connect.
Can you hold on a second? I get my family up here. Those
sure.
Fuckers, I'll tell you, those fuckers, they don't listen at all. Like, no, look at me like I'm half out of my mind. The other night they were telling me I was doing something wrong. I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Well, first of all, I'm super happy that you found it and that it was helpful for you. Like that's why it's there. It's there, hopefully, to find a person like you or somebody else that could use it.
Absolutely.
To know that you're intersecting with it the way that I intend it, that's special for me, because I think there'd be, if we had somebody here who's known me for 30 years, they would say that explanation of me that you just gave, they'd be like, I don't know that person like 20 years ago or 30 years ago. I wasn't like this forever. It just, I don't know. I started making the podcast because I thought, well, I have all this stuff we figured out. I would like to tell somebody else about it. I don't want people to struggle needlessly. And then it's obviously grown beyond anybody's expectations. And, to hear you say this today, I mean, how many years removed from my first blog post? Almost 20 years. It makes me feel like that along the way, when there were bumps in the road, where there were decisions to be made about direction, tone, content, whatever, I've made a million decisions between then and now. It makes me feel like I've made a lot of them well. Maybe, I'm sure not all of them, but like enough that it's still working, and finding people like you modern day is really exciting for me. Because 4 years ago, if you would have asked me, I would have said, oh, the podcast won't be here 4 years from now. That's silly. Like a podcast won't last that long. And then to hear you talk about it really reminds me of something I did, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago. I don't know where the idea came from, but I put up an Instagram post. It was a review of the podcast from 2015 and a review of the podcast from 2025. And they're taken very randomly. Like I just picked them by the dates. And if you read them, they read the same. And that kind of consistency, I feel proud about that. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely. Yeah. The takeaway has modernized, but yet not changed for people's outcomes. We could sit here for 3 hours and try to philosophize about why that is. I don't know. All I can tell you is that when decisions come in front of me, I generally pick ones that go well. And it's been my whole life. I don't even know why. It's everything really. Like I started in a hole as a broke person, and I still, like, every time I had an opportunity to make a decision, it usually led to something better. So I don't think it's a skill even. I used to call it common sense, but it almost seems insulting. So I don't know. I just have a knack for zigging and zagging the right way at the right time.
Well, it's terrific.
Thank you. I'm so happy for you.
I've found something valuable in every episode, and I've listened to a lot. I can't get them all in fast enough, but there's value in everyone. And I think, even kind of joking about, come and tell my family about that. It just depends on what you're lacking, I think, what you need. If how much is writing on things?
Yeah.
That's filling a need that is, for me, I mean, it was life or death, and I'm not being dramatic.
No, it doesn't sound like it. I don't listen. People don't willy-nilly put their affairs in order. That's not a that's not a decision you jump to lightly. And you've also been through, by my count, like 3 serious medical situations, and each one of them didn't seem to have an answer.
Yeah.
And when they did have an answer, what came next was not pleasant. But how do you describe where your life is right now? Now you're a year beyond that surgery, found the podcast, you know how to take care of your insulin better now. Like, are you where you want to be?
I'm not where I want to be yet.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's just as good as it gets, but I would absolutely not be where I am now if I didn't start listening to the podcast.
What do you think is left to work on?
I don't know if there's a black and white answer. With all the complications that I have, the variables are really tricky.
Domino, are you getting that echo again?
Not too bad.
No, is it messing with you?
No,
you're okay. Okay, all right. Yep. I just wanted to make sure that you weren't.
Do we need to switch something?
I don't. Part of me was like, should you drop out and jump back in? Because I didn't hear it before, but I was hearing it just now when you were talking. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't.
No worries.
No. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Do you know where you are?
I think the variables are what are hard for me with digestion, with just my whole anatomy, physiology. There's just too many butts all the time.
Well, remind us again of what your physiology is. What all has been taken out of there?
So no gallbladder, no uterus, which is kind of beside the point. A majority of my stomach is gone. The duodenum, which is the top part of the intestines, is gone. And also the pancreas.
Yeah. And they took that stuff just looking for infection to take out, right?
Well, they took more out also with the pancreas removal, just as far as being able to cut and paste back where things would work.
Jeez. So your body works so much more differently now that it makes the insulin usage more difficult.
Yes.
Yeah. What are your outcomes like right now? By the way, only 6 months into finding the podcast and a year into having type 3C. So but where are you at? Is your variability more variable than you want it to be? Is your A1C higher or lower than you want it to be? What's your current situation?
My A1C is too low. It's 5.3. They would like to see that come up. And that's a false A1C in 2 parts, just because of the significant lows.
Mm-hmm.
And that A1C can be affected. I have macrocytosis, which is a fast turnover of your red blood cells. Mm-hmm. So then there's a younger red blood population and less glycation.
Yep.
So that can be false also.
So it's low, but it could be falsely low, but you're having a lot of extended blood sugar lows. So nobody really knows how to gauge what that number really means for you.
Right.
Yeah.
And the frustration for me is, which even the struggle with diagnosis, my labs and numbers, everything looked good, even though it wasn't. And even now, you're 95% in range. You're, this is great. But I think, no, when I have 2 or 3 hours stretch in the night of a sticky low and seizures, and frequently, that's not
how low
optimal.
Yeah, no, not at all. How low?
I regularly go below the 40 on my Dexcom, where it just drops low, and with finger sticks, I've seen in the 20s.
And your target on the Omnipod 5, do you keep it at 130?
I have multiple. They want that 70, 180, but I do have the 130. I have 90 to try to catch it. And that's the hard thing with the varying, not only digestion, gastric emptying, but the absorption, I have very difficult time absorbing. And then also I'm having early kidney strain from malnutrition. So the kidneys are working a little bit harder to flush the insulin out of the body. So sometimes it stays in longer. So there's a delayed hypoglycemia.
Oh, Domino, I'm sorry.
So
that's a lot. That's a lot to have to worry about and deal with over and over again. Is it controllable at all? Based on the foods you eat? Like, are there certain foods that you can use to make it work better for you, or is it variable no matter what you do?
It's variable. And I just had my appointment 2 weeks ago. The malnutrition, malabsorption, I'm having some nerve effects and brain effects from the seizures.
I imagine. So what are we going to do? Like, you're married still, right? That guy, he didn't take off?
Yes.
Because you're a lot, Domino. So like, I can see if like...
I'm a lot.
I mean that in a very lovely way. Listen, maybe it's not about you. It's boys. You know what I mean?
Right.
So good. You got a good guy. He's hanging with you. Like, what would, since we can't control the way the food goes through you, like, what would stop these lows? Like, have you set up guardrails? Do you get up in the middle of the night and test? Or is there anything you've tried that is showing any promise? Can we enlist him in helping? What can we do?
He helps. The trouble is sometimes they're just sticky lows. They take a long time to get up, and I don't know if the digestion is slower at that time. And just absorption, digestion.
What do you do for lows when you get low? You drink a juice? What do you do?
I've primarily been using glucose gel and glucose tabs just to get the most bang.
Yeah, in your mouth, right? Like trying to absorb through your cheeks. Okay.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of times I'm losing consciousness and having seizures, so the gel is easiest for my husband to rub in the cheek.
There's no chance another organ's making insulin inside of that body somewhere, right? No, you don't have anything left to give away, but I mean,
no.
Yeah, okay.
Well, and a little side note, the glucose gel, we switched to that because there has been a couple times where I've gotten up and they, have gummy bears or something trying to bring it up, and then I lose consciousness and we're both asleep, and I'll wake up with gummy bears in my mouth still. Oh. So
yeah, we don't want that.
For the liquid.
We don't want that. At least you can laugh. Listen.
Well, I'm laughing because I told my husband and he didn't think it was funny. And I said, if I die in my sleep choking on gummy bears, please just say I died in a bear attack. Just give me some dignity, please. Don't tell him.
Oh, Domino, I
asphyxiated on gummy bears.
I didn't think you were going to knock me off rogue pancreas, but then there you did it. That was awesome.
I'm trying to be so behaved. I have the most inappropriate dark humor, and I swear like a sailor.
No, you're fine. Please curse away. I already cursed once. Rob's now listening. Also, Rob, for 100% sure, we're calling this bear attack. So keep that going. This episode was too good to cut anything out of, but too long to make just one episode. So this is part 1. Make sure you go find part 2 right now. It's going to be the next episode in your feed. The podcast you just enjoyed was sponsored by Tandem Diabetes Care. Learn more about Tandem's newest automated insulin delivery system, Tandem Mobi with Control IQ Plus technology at tandemdiabetes.com/juicebox. There are links in the show notes and links at juiceboxpodcast.com. Are you tired of getting a rash from your CGM adhesive? Give the Eversense 365 a try. Eversense CGM.com/juicebox. Beautiful silicone that they use. It changes every day, keeps it fresh. Not only that, you only have to change the sensor once a year. So, that's better. Okay, well, here we are at the end of the episode. You're still with me? Thank you. I really do appreciate that. What else could you do for me? Why don't you tell a friend about the show or leave a 5-star review? Maybe you could make sure you're following or subscribed in your podcast app. Go to YouTube and follow me, or Instagram, TikTok. Oh gosh, here's one. Make sure you're following the podcast in the private Facebook group as well as the public Facebook page. You don't want to miss, please, do you not know about the private group? You have to join the private group. As of this recording, it has 74,000 members. They're active, talking about diabetes. Whatever you need to know, there's a conversation happening in there right now. And I'm there all the time. Tag me. I'll say hi. Hey, I'm dropping in to tell you about a small change being made to the Juice Cruise 2026 schedule. This adjustment was made by Celebrity Cruise Lines, not by me. Anyway, we're still going out on the Celebrity Beyond cruise ship, which is awesome. Check out the walkthrough video at juiceboxpodcast.com/juicecruise. The ship is awesome. It's still a 7-night cruise. It still leaves out of Miami on June 21st. Actually, most of this is the same. We leave Miami June 21st, head to Coco Cay in the Bahamas, but then we're going to San Juan, Puerto Rico instead of St. Thomas. After that, Bastyria, I think I'm saying that wrong, St. Kitts and Nevis. This place is gorgeous. Google it. I mean, you're probably going to have to go to my link to get the correct spelling because my pronunciation is so bad. But once you get the St. Kitts and you Google it, you're going to look and see a photo that says to you, oh, I want to go there. Come meet other people living with type 1 diabetes, from caregivers to children to adults. Last year, we had 100 people on our cruise, and it was fabulous. You can see pictures again at my link, juiceboxpodcast.com/juicecruise. You can see those pictures from last year there. The link also gives you an opportunity to register for the cruise or to contact Suzanne from Cruise Planners. She takes care of all the logistics. I'm just excited that I might see you there. It's a beautiful event for families, for singles, a wonderful opportunity to meet people, swap stories, make friendships, and learn. My Grand Rounds series was designed by listeners to tell doctors what they need, and it also helps you to understand what to ask for. There's a mental wellness series that addresses the emotional side of diabetes and practical ways to stay balanced. And when we talk about GLP medications, well, we'll break down what they are, how they may help you, and if they fit into your diabetes management plan. What do these three things have in common? They're all available at juiceboxpodcast.com up in the menu. I know it can be hard to find these things in a podcast app, so we've collected them all for you at juiceboxpodcast.com. If you have a podcast and you need a fantastic editor, you want Rob from Wrong Way Recording. Listen, truth be told, I'm like 20% smarter when Rob edits me. He takes out all the gaps of time and when I go, and stuff like that. And it just, I don't know, man. I listen back and I'm like, why do I sound smarter? And then I remember, because I did one smart thing. I hired Rob at wrongwayrecording.com.